Hey, Big Think AI, largest two organization at UMD. We have two things we do. We have the workshops and we have the projects. I'm the project manager for two of them, one of them being D&D, Dungeons and Dragons. So right now we've got a lot of work done. We're kind of wrapping up for the semester because everyone has their internships they have to go to. But as we wrap up, as I'm integrating everyone's branches into the main branch, I've really started to question what we could do more with a project. Because right now what we've done, we've taken the game of Dungeons and Dragons and we asked ourselves, how can we reimagine this game and do something new with it? So the main thing we're doing is really taking the dungeon master role and giving that to an AI because the AI can help pilot the game and just allow you to go to more generalizable experiences. And how can we also do stuff like map creation and stuff along those lines? Really cool work has been done. A lot of work has been done. And as we wrap up with that, right? Because the dungeon master stuff is working, the multiplayer stuff is working, map generation is working for the most part. There's some stuff we have to address here and there, but it's working for the most part. I've begun to ask myself, there, there's definitely more we can do, right? There's what else can we do to make this game more immersive? 'Cause I think with Dungeons and Dragons, like obviously we want to reimagine it, but like if we're going to digitize the game, right, take it from a board game and a game in person to something that you're playing online with your friends, then there's drawbacks to that definitely, but there's definitely new advantages we can explore. I think as I've looked at the other people in the space and what they've done, all of them have converged on the same interface being text. Right? It's like maybe you have like text to speech, but like it's largely just text. And I think if we could go for another angle of where we say, hey, we no longer just go with that text work. I know if you're translating it one to one, text makes the most sense for D&D. But what if we say, okay, let's take a game like this is a terrible example. Let's just take Fortnite. Imagine the 3D immersion of Fortnite. If you could take that 3D immersion and say now each player is able to play in parallel. So I have like maybe a game of five people. Four of them are in the king's kingdom doing whatever, or king's castle doing whatever, and they're obviously using the mechanics of D&D with dice rolls and stuff like that. But me as a player, I can be in another space in the map, do my own thing, parallel to like, 'cause I don't have to wait for them to do their thing, right? And it's like, okay, I can roll the dice to bargain for this or whatever. Um, I think that's something I want to explore. Both the idea of doing stuff. I don't know if parallel is the best word, but both the idea of doing stuff in parallel and the 3D immersive aspect. If I could walk around the kingdom, I don't necessarily have to say like, oh, I want to go here, I want to go here. Um, I think that could really change the game. And I guess there is the question of like if it's still D&D. I think if it's D&D adjacent, or if it still carries the core of D&D, then I think we're still going about our mission with like reimagining the game. I think it's something new. I haven't seen any game like that. Um, I could be wrong. I think the hardest thing though is that the whole with us integrating AI into the game of D&D, the whole idea is an AI should be able to accomplish like most of the tasks, right? So with the dungeon master, no matter what you do, the dungeon master should be able to adapt to that and say, hey, okay, now this happens in story, maybe this happens, and basically just have like characters who have their own personalities and stuff like that. With that, that's awesome. But then if we're integrating this idea of a 3D immersive map, right? 3D like that's why I said Fortnite, like you can move around the map and everything, then you have to have it such a way where you can build dynamic maps. So if I said a fantasy Shanghai, it's not look the same as a dystopian sci-fi Nigeria, right? Or Abuja, I guess. I think that's a bit harder because like even now we tried the 3D approach initially just for like a quick visual, right? Just like using gaussian splats and stuff like that, and it wasn't working that well. Right, and to be fair, we're using it was a new model. I think it was Human 3D Tensor or something like that. I guess it was optimized or something like that. And there's a lot of stuff to be done. But if we could figure out a different way, maybe maybe it could work. I don't think it's impossible. I know there's groups like Moonlake. Moonlake has something where it's like they do that for their own 3D stuff. The maps don't look the best yet, but like the if the models get better and the system is good enough, I imagine the maps will eventually get better. And then there's a new startup that came out recently doing the same thing as Moonlake. Funny enough, I think Feifei Lee is actually backing that startup. So it's really awkward because like Moonlake says, well, I'm not going to talk about today. So I think it's possible. I think it's possible. I think it's really just a matter of even getting a new person to work on that. Because as we wrap up for the semester, I think this could be the next challenge we tackle for the summer. Because for me, I don't mind doing it alongside my other work. Because Right, that's more of like an overseeing role. Like, okay, here's what we have to do. I just check with this. Like, hey, maybe work on this. Let me integrate this. Let me help this here and there. So if I could get a new set of people working on this, someone who don't have an internship and maybe are more so in their, let's say you finish your freshman year, you didn't get an internship, and you want experience working on some cool stuff, some cool new stuff. I think this could be a great fit for those people. So I would love to explore that. I'm talking with the team right now, so we might end up doing that where we have like a summer group working on that new feature. But no, I think it's exciting. I think if we could get it done, that would definitely be I don't know if it'll be the first, but I think it'll be I think it will definitely be in the minority of approach. I think I think it wouldn't be redundant, right? I think that's exciting in itself. Besides that, I have nothing else to say. So have a great day.